RuPaul as Cletus.
I don't know if I'm following.
Yeah, it might have jumped the shark.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to the Unrestricted, folks. What a very normal way to start a show.
Of course.
You know, hoops has gotten interesting. Did I tell you or did I not tell you that Denver was going to boat race the Lakers?
You told us.
I didn't think it'd be 4. I thought it'd be 5. But I thought it'd be a boat race, and it was.
No, that was aggressive.
When is the Jokic is Larry Bird comparison going to start? Like, that's who he is.
Well, he's bigger than Bird, though.
He's bigger than Bird. So this is how I look at all modern basketball players. Like, Jokic is the modern version, the 2023 version of Larry Bird. The same way I think of Kevin Durant as the 2023 version of the Iceman, George Gervin. The same way I think of LeBron James as the 2023 version of Magic Johnson. Like, you know, we evolve, right? And Victor Wembanyama is, I don't know what the fuck he is. The 7'5" version of Kevin Durant? I don't know. We'll find out.
He's the proof that there are aliens in this world.
Yeah.
Well, and I told you I had a take for you.
Yeah, give it to me.
So I was on Instagram and I saw a big Luka looking guy, not Luka, but Doncic looking guy back down Wemby 15 feet and just jam on him.
Oh, yeah. That happens to Wemby all the time.
Right.
Because he's 19 and he weighs 215 or whatever he weighs.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
So the pundits out there are like, there's your number one pick.
I've seen this. Seen this.
How's he going to guard big boys?
But he's not going to guard big boys.
He doesn't have to.
He's going to be our small forward or our power forward in most lineups.
Yep.
And whether, nominally, whatever he is, really doesn't matter. He's just a ball player on the court. And hopefully you have guys like Sohan and Keldon Johnson who, they're kind of positionless too. They can play a 3. They can play a 4. They're not 5s, obviously. But you play a 5, a real 5 like Zach Collins or player X who we go get in free agency. And now Victor Wembanyama doesn't have to worry about getting punked by some 7'2" European dude who's, I'll just give you a guy like, who's big boy from New Orleans? Valanciunas, right? Like, he's not going to get punked by Valanciunas. It's just not going to happen. We won't let that matchup happen.
Right, just switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent last Saturday morning arguing this with a friend about, he's 7'5", can't play in the post. I'm like, doesn't have to. He's like, yeah, he has to. He's 7'5", got to play in the post.
Wrong.
Mm.
Wrong. That's not the way basketball's played anymore. He's angry middle-aged white guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know those guys.
We know some of those.
Too many to count. LeBron James is going to retire because he got his ass kicked?
No, he's not.
I mean, what a crock of shit.
Which part? Getting his ass kicked or wanting to retire?
The retirement part. I mean, here's the thing. And like, I respect LeBron. He's been doing it for a long time. He's so good at it. But his narcissism never ceases to amaze me. Like, Carmelo Anthony announces his retirement, and then immediately, LeBron loses, and he's got to throw it out there that he might retire. Bull fucking shit. You're not retiring. Nobody thinks you are. Don't even throw that out there. He just needs the attention so bad. And I don't know why. And the flopping, the incessant flopping in that series from LeBron was embarrassing.
It was pretty funny.
You liked it?
I didn't like it like get a call. I liked it for the pure theater.
Yeah.
Like, he gets popped in the chin, then he grabs his arm, he does a spin around, then he grabs his chest and falls down. Just grab your chin.
That's the exact play I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Where he basically pushes Aaron Gordon's hand into his own chin and then freaks out because he's like, Aaron Gordon just punched me in the... No, he didn't.
And the fall takes 25 feet.
Yes.
All the way to the bench.
Yes.
It was pretty great.
That was the only thing that made that series interesting.
The scrums.
Yeah. It was, I mean... Yeah, 4-0. I mean, we're 4-0 in that conference championship. You disagree with me that I think we're getting a gentleman's sweep in the Eastern. If we go over to hockey, which you also hate.
No, but I've been watching.
Both of those are 3-0.
I know.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I don't know. Sometimes you just get these disappointing conference finals. Teams run out of gas. Look, I'm not saying Boston's coming back, Bob. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But I watched that game last night. I'm sure you did too. If there's a recipe for coming back from 3-0, this
You
pretty
just
much
win 2 games in a row after that?
No,
That's the recipe.
you got to win 4.
Right.
How's
right,
your
right.
math?
Well, they've
Apparently
won
not
1.
good.
So coming back, they win 2 more, then it's 3-3. So
Yes.
technically, they come back.
I'm just saying, if there's a recipe for it, this is probably it. Because they got a game in Miami last night.
Mhm.
Now they go home. They theoretically should get it. They are 7.5-point favorites, by the way. The Celtics are, which is crazy to me. 7.5-point favorites at home, game 5. You theoretically should get that. Then all you got to do is go get one more in Miami, and then you're back on your home floor for game 7. Like, this is the recipe for getting it done. And look, we all think Boston's the more talented team, don't we?
Well,
Yes.
top to bottom,
Yes.
Yeah.
regular season game,
Yeah.
but it's not a regular season game.
It's not. It's got Jimmy Butler and all of his dudes.
And
His
they-
minions are good.
yeah, they are.
They are. They perform, man. It's pretty amazing.
And
I mean, 7 undrafted players on that roster. 7? And they're, a heartbeat away from the NBA Finals.
is it time to really recognize Spoelstra as one of the best coaches
Oh, no, he's not one of. He's the best coach in the NBA.
right now?
Yeah, absolutely. And, God love Pop. He had that title for a long time.
Several years.
Yeah, but it's not. It's Spoelstra, and it's easily Spoelstra.
Do we think, barring a freak cruise accident, Spoelstra passes Popovich on the win record?
That's a good question. I mean, it's a longevity record, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he'll retire before that.
Yeah,
I mean, he still looks youngish. Go and
Yeah,
enjoy your life.
I think he's younger than us.
Yeah.
And he's been a head coach since he was like 34.
Yeah.
So, the time is on his side, but I don't know. You'd have to stick around for a really long time. I am amazed that every single game I watch him call a play in live action, not from the sideline during a timeout, like in live action. I watch him scream at his point guard to run a certain play, and his point guard runs a certain play, and they get a bucket every freaking time. It's impressive. I think Nick Nurse is a really good head coach, but he's not quite as good as Spoelstra.
So he's of the Final Four for the Suns job.
Eric Spoelstra is?
No. Nick Nurse.
Oh, Nick Nurse. Okay, well,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Isn't he also in the running for the Bucks job too?
Yeah, he
I'm
would be.
sure.
I mean, everybody would want him. He's a great head coach. But Doc Rivers to the Phoenix Suns? If you're
Just-
Phoenix, what?
It
Is
feels
Dennis,
like
Dennis Green not available?
That's pretty funny.
Talk about a retread,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So what?
Dennis Green, dead or alive?
I think he's alive.
Oh, he's alive.
I don't think so. I think he's dead. I love it when we do this.
I do too. It makes for great radio.
Holy crap!
He's dead.
Just right.
Yeah, he's dead.
Died almost 8 years ago.
Oh boy.
Oh, 7 years ago. I can't do math either. Died in 2016. Passed away in San Diego, California.
He died like we thought he would. Oh
Oh my
boy.
God.
We used to play Celebrity Death Race.
Yeah.
Me and a bunch of my DJ friends, we'd gamble on who we thought was going to die next.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Big,
Morbid, but fun.
big partiers. You know?
Jim Brown died this week.
Yeah.
Did you notice how little fanfare there seemed to be for that? Or was it just me and I was on the wrong channels? Like, Jim Brown was the dude.
Yep. Best lacrosse player to ever play the game.
I was going to mention that.
Probably.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I mean, he's, one of the only guys you could argue is the greatest in the world at 2 different sports.
Well, Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe would be one. Ted Williams.
Big Teddy.
Ted Williams. You know what his other sport was that he was allegedly the best at?
I thought it was basketball.
Fishing.
Ooh.
Is fishing a sport?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Sport fishing.
Sport.
They put it in the name. It's got to be right.
You know, one of the stories that I mean, talking about Jim Brown and why he should have had more fanfare I heard Mike Wilbon talk about the story of him basically brokering a meeting between the Bloods and the Crips
Yes.
during the L.A. riots.
Yes.
In his home.
Yes.
No security, no uniform security. He basically told all the dudes coming in at the door, "No guns in my house. You put him down there.
Yep.
You remove him."
Yep. Put him on the table.
And they were all like, "Yes, sir.
Okay, Jim Brown.
Yes, sir."
He's a stud. He was a serious stud. Am I wrong that there was like very little fanfare to this?
You're not wrong.
There-
You're not wrong. It should have been bigger
Should have
news.
been
I mean,
bigger.
it was big news, obviously, on the places that we all watch, ESPN and the sports, but not in the bigger
Not
world,
nationally.
which is troubling.
A little bit. Like he's a bigger deal than I think people gave his passing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Underrated actor.
Very underrated actor.
Yep.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yep. Guy could hold a scene.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How old was he when he retired from the Browns? I mean, he still had.
Oh, I bet he
Another-
wasn't even 35. Like I bet he was.
I
Like
think it was like
32.
31.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he retired before he started to decline.
Mhm.
Him and Barry Sanders fall
Right.
into that same mold. Yeah.
Went right into acting. Good for him.
And activism.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And spent a life doing it.
Right.
Yeah. Total stud.
Good
anyway.
for him.
Kind of a weird thing there, I thought.
So have you seen our local wonderful senator getting in a tiff with Martin Luther King's daughter?
No. Give us some
No.
backstory on that.
So the NAACP has issued a travel advisory for the state of Florida. Did you see that?
No.
It's racist, anti-black, anti-African American. You probably shouldn't go there. Thank you, Ron DeSantis. So Ted Cruz says Martin Luther King wouldn't be behind this. He'd be totally against this thing. And his daughter comes out and goes, no, he'd be totally fine with this. Don't invoke my father's name for your own political agenda.
Especially
Get,
you, Ted. Raffy.
get your name out my
Yes.
mouth.
Get my daddy's name out,
Out your
goddamn
mouth. Smack.
So anyway,
So, yeah, Florida. God bless them.
well, they got a hockey team
They do.
who was about to get blown out.
Hockey playoffs have been disappointing.
Motorboat in there.
I watched last night. It was a useless game. It
Yeah,
was
which is
3-0 before it
really weird
began.
because for me, nothing is better than playoff hockey.
I know. I agree.
Especially when you get into overtime. It's better than the NBA. It's better than the NFL and all its overtime rules. Oh, talking about rules. Have you seen the rule changes for the NFL?
Like the third quarterback rule?
Brock Purdy, San
Yes.
Francisco 49ers quarterback rule?
Yes.
I think you probably drafted that one
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
because you didn't want to
Well-
see Christian McCarthy playing.
McCaffrey playing.
McCaffrey
Well,
playing.
no. We didn't draft it. We're just bringing back a rule that was in place.
Yeah.
It's
We
a
used to
COVID.
have this rule.
I thought that during COVID they had it too, didn't they?
I would
I
imagine
think they had an
so.
expanded roster. I don't know
Yeah.
if it wasn't the quarterback rule, which makes your QB3 a non-roster spot.
Okay.
And we're talking about fair catches inside the 25 on kickoffs.
So you can take a fair catch inside the 25.
And get the ball placed at the 25.
Oh, so you don't have to return it.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's, yeah, but don't most of the kickers just kick it through the end zone anyway?
Yeah, they do.
Well, no. I mean, if you look at the teams with really good coaching, they're not kicking it into the end zone. I mean, unless they really want that touchback. What they're doing is they're kicking it in a high loft, high hang time, put it at the 5 or the 10.
Yeah.
Gives you to do coverage.
Make them bring it out.
Make them bring it out.
So you can bang them up.
Yep.
And I guess that's supposed to be the most dangerous play in football, right? The
It's
kickoff
The return.
Yeah.
The highest velocities against each other.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why I like the XFL rule. Put them 10 yards apart.
That's a great idea, isn't it? It works.
It does.
Boys, I don't got anything else.
Oh, but yeah. I mean, other than that, really nothing else going on. Our Alamo is under siege.
Yeah, by
Bunch
what
of travel agents.
Interesting.
United
I
States.
can't
Travel
believe we still have
Association.
travel agents.
Yeah, can't you just go online and do it?
Yeah, who has travel agents anymore?
Yeah, well, they put a fence around the Alamo, which apparently is something hasn't been done since the Mexicans.
If it is Heat versus Nuggets, do we have a series? Or is it just a butt wiping?
4-2.
Yeah.
4-2 Nugs.
Honestly, I don't even think the Heat can get 2.
Here's something funny. I didn't
The
even
Nuggets
know
are playing so well.
that Carmelo Anthony was still an active player.
He wasn't. That's why you didn't know that, because he wasn't.
So then,
He hasn't played since 22.
So why then announce, oh, I'm retiring? I thought you already did, bud.
He is going to be a very interesting case. And I'll tell you why. He's not a Hall of Famer to me. He compiled a lot of points. He spent a lot of years in the NBA doing so. Can you name me the big Carmelo Anthony career NBA moment?
No, he had his moment when he was in college.
His moment was at Syracuse as a freshman.
And that's my point. The Hall of Fame is not an NBA Hall of Fame.
No, that's a good point. It is the Basketball Hall of Fame. That is a good point. That rings true, but like his NBA career to me is not Hall of Fame worthy. Never took his team to the finals. I think he went to 1 conference finals. 1. Look, he was good, but not great on the Olympic teams, right? And he was playing on some of the greatest Olympic teams we ever assembled with LeBron and Wade and everybody else. I don't know. I guess he's just going to be a Hall of Famer, and I better get over it. But to me, he was never a Hall of Fame player.
He's just a buckets guy.
Yeah. He was an empty calories bucket getter.
Yeah.
Couldn't pass, crappy dribbler, underperforming rebounder for a guy as big as he is. Like Carmelo Anthony, if he was on your team, you're not a great team. I hate to say that, but he was too selfish. But he's going to go to the Hall of Fame.
10-time NBA All-Star, 6-time All-NBA team member.
So All-Star games, that's a popularity contest.
I get it.
6-time.
They're suited for his game.
All-NBA that's something. That's something.
Is that voted on by the players?
Yeah. Partially.
I'm with you. I think a lot of the inclusion of a lot of players, Basketball Hall of Fame, Football Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame sometimes is the worst. Sometimes it just becomes the Hall of the really, really good.
Yeah, instead of the really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do they have to let people in each year? Maybe if they were just more choosy.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, they do. I feel like, yeah, they have to let somebody in every single year.
Well, there you go.
Because otherwise they don't have that ceremony. Well, I'm not saying that it's written that they do, but have we ever had a year where, a year went by where nobody was inducted to the Hall of Fame? I don't think so.
Let me ask the Google. I know we've come really close in baseball.
Yes, it's come close in baseball, for sure. Harold Baines.
Yeah, and with metrics, I think it's even gotten worse. Interesting enough, yes, there has been 3 occasions the Hall has inducted new classes without honoring a player. 1965, 1968, and 2007.
That's Major League Baseball?
No, it's
That's
the
basketball.
That's the basketball Hall of
NBA.
Fame. That's the
Really?
Basketball Hall of Fame.
I'll be damned. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, again, Denver versus Miami.
Yep.
Bad, good,
Better.
better than the Lakers series.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Jimmy Buckets is the
That
real
guy.
deal.
Boy, team him up with Victor.
Have you read all of the conspiracy theories about him being Michael Jordan's?
Oh,
illegitimate son?
yes. That's pretty good.
It is. It's good. Like, whether it's true or not, probably not. But it's interesting.
It's very
Because
interesting.
he's got a lot of Michael fuck you to his game, doesn't he?
Well, he was a Houston kid, right?
Yes.
And Michael, people have done the math. They've kind of backed into it.
Yeah.
Away game, spent some time in Houston.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that like how have you seen the conspiracy theory how Woody Harrelson and McConaughey could be brothers?
No.
That's not a conspiracy theory.
That's out there too.
That is they
discuss
going to go
it.
for DNA testing to see.
Well, I don't know if they're
Seriously?
gonna do it. They've discussed
They've
it.
discussed it.
They're really good buds.
Well, I highly
Underline
encourage
Bud.
them to do it.
And it is more than just potential daddy was in a city
Right.
for the right time.
Yeah. Mom took a hiatus
Oh, is that right?
and was hanging out.
So
where-
they would share a mom?
Correct.
Interesting.
And then even in his book, he's like, yeah, for the first 10 years of my life, my dad'd be like, that's not my son.
Really?
Yes. And he's like, I always thought he was just fucking with me, but he might not be my dad.
Well, that is a really chipper note to end this show on.
Confused paternity.
We need Jerry Springer back for this.
God bless. He passed too,
Another one who passed away.
but he did get some fanfare.
He got more than Jim Brown.
Yeah,
That is a
listeners,
good point.
think about that.
Thanks for joining us on The Unrestricted, folks. See you next week.
Bye.
How y'all feel out there? Do you feel good? I said, do you feel good? Come on. The groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. I said the groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. It feel good, don't it? It feel good. It feel good cause you know it's good. Hey.
Have I already talked about how Top Gun 2 holds up?
Top Gun 2 is a good movie.
Have I talked about that on the show?
I think you have.
I think I did. Okay.
I think we all went and saw it when it came out.
Yeah.
In IMAX.
Ooh, you saw it in IMAX?
Oh, yeah.
Dope.
That's
Oh,
big
yeah.
time.
Dude, it's good.
Oh, yeah, you can watch it again.
I did.
Yeah.
Just the other night. And I was like, man, this is still really, really good.
Did you watch Air yet?
I have not.
You need to.
Is it really that good?
It's pretty good.
I rewatched Smokey and the Bandit
Does
about
that-
a week ago.
Does that hold up?
Oh, yes, it does. Oh, yes, it does.
The jokes,
Little Enos and Big Enos,
the jokes are still.
they're still
Powerful.
funny, dude. It's still funny, dude.
Would HR maybe come knocking if you're watching that at your cubicle?
So I was telling you,
No. Because it's not race, it's southern-ist.
I thought the same thing.
You're allowed to make fun of
I thought the exact same thing as I was watching it. Like, yes, this could be remade. So I was telling you before you walked in, Richie, that a buddy of mine, he's a buddy of mine, a cousin of mine, is a movie producer. And I'm going to tell him how to recast Smokey and the Bandit for 2024. And, like, it can be done.
Okay, so who plays Smokey?
Like, who plays Burt Reynolds?
Right. Oh, he's the bandit. Never mind.
Yeah, he's the Bandit. Is it Ryan Reynolds?
He could.
No.
It's got to be a guy who all guys like and chicks dig. 'Cause
And
that's Burt Reynolds, right?
right, and a guy that's not afraid to make fun of himself, and obviously that's Reynolds.
That's,
but
I think it's Ryan Reynolds.
But Ryan Reynolds plays
Maybe they're related.
Ryan Reynolds. I mean, he is Ryan Reynolds in every movie he does.
Could
It's
it
kind of
be-
like Chris Pratt.
Could it be John Hamm?
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, he did Fletch.
Okay, but here's the funny part. Here's where I think it's funny. Kevin Hart plays the cop, plays the sheriff.
I like it.
Yeah. What was the sheriff's name? The actor.
Buford.
Come on, famous.
This is great movie.
Not Marlon Brando.
No.
But he's equally famous.
He's got a funny name.
Joe Don Baker.
No.
Wait, you
No.
Sure.
No.
Okay.
No. Super famous actor.
It ain't Powers Booth. Anytime you can throw a Powers Booth reference in,
Powers Booth.
you just
Very
do
good.
it. Yeah.
Jackie Gleason.
Jackie Gleason. You're
okay,
right.
yeah.
Oh, it's not Buford Pusser. It's Buford Justice.
Buford T. Justice.
Buford T.
Yeah.
Justice.
That's so Kevin Hart plays him,
Okay.
and he's mad as hell at his stepson, right?
Who's his stepson?
His dumb stepson.
Got to be white.
Yeah, definitely white. He's absolutely white. He's absolutely white. Who's his dumb stepson?
Who could it be now?
Could that be John Hamm? No, he's too old.
He's too old.
Got to be real dopey. Real dopey.
Like a Toby Maguire?
But
he's
wait
not
a minute.
comedian.
Can Justin Timberlake do that?
He probably
He
could.
probably
Yeah.
could.
Or who's the guy that he did D and the B with? Andy.
Oh yeah, Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like not a bad idea. right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Do you see? This could be redone.
it really
This
could.
could be recast. Now, who's the chick? Who plays Sally Field? Now, I've got one for you.
Well, we know what Bob's gonna say.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
What am I going to say?
Anna, what's her name?
Nope.
Your favorite gal.
Nope.
I've got an answer.
All right, who do you got?
Tiffany Haddish.
Okay.
Yes.
You're getting very, very international with your casting.
Well, I think you have to be.
Right.
Like, if you're going to do Smokey and the Bandit 2024, you got to have, multiple ethnicities.
Uh-huh.
And it can still be funny because I agree with Bob. It's not a racist movie. It is a Southern movie.
Okay.
And look, Tiffany Haddish is Southern. I don't know where Kevin Hart grew up, but I presume him to be Southern.
Philadelphia.
Is that right?
He's a Philly guy.
He's a Philly guy.
And to continue on the Rainbow Parade, I am thinking RuPaul as Cletus.
RuPaul as Cletus.
I don't know if I'm following you.
Yeah, it might have jumped the shark.
Yeah.